Find the lengths of side B and side C in the following diagram. So we have this right triangle here. Remember, the capital letters tell you what the angles are, and the lowercase letters are for the sides, right? So in this case, this is going to be side A here, so we'll write that in. And this is going to be side C, right? Remember, the hypotenuse is usually given by lowercase, or in this case, by C. Now you notice that we only know one side, right? So we can't really use the Pythagorean theorem in this case. Okay, so for this problem, we're going to use trigonometry. Okay, now remember, this is the given angle, right? So if we look at this angle, and let's say we want to find B, right? So in terms of this angle, right, this would be the opposite side. Okay, this would be the adjacent side. Remember, adjacent means next to. Right? And then this would be the hypotenuse. Okay? Let's think about that carefully, right? Remember, we have SOHCAHTOA, which gives you the relationship between sine, cosine, and tangent here. Okay, so in this case, our job will be to determine which of these to use in order to find B and in order to find C. So let's take a look. In terms of the 44-degree angle, right, this is the opposite side, and this is the adjacent side. Right? If you have opposite and adjacent, that will be tangent, right? So we can set this up as the tangent of 44 degrees is equal to the opposite side, which is 23, divided by the adjacent side, which is B. Right? And we can use our calculators to find out what the tangent of 44 degrees is. One thing, make sure your calculator is in degree mode for this. And then we can just use a little bit of algebra and solve for B. Okay, so we can certainly cross multiply these. So B times the tangent of 44 degrees is equal to 23. So when we divide this, B is going to be equal to 23 divided by the tangent of 44. Okay, so once again, we can use our calculators to get this result. We'll round this to the nearest tenth or to one decimal value, so we get 23.8 yards in this case. Okay, so that'll be this length here. It'll be 23.8. What's trig ratio we're going to use to find C? Right now, in relation to 44 degrees, right, we know the opposite side, okay, the opposite side and the hypotenuse, right? So if you have opposite and hypotenuse, that'll be the sine. So in order to find C with the given information here, we'll set up the sine of 44 degrees. Right? The sine of 44 degrees is equal to the opposite side, which is 23, divided by the hypotenuse, which is C in this case. And once again, we can use a little bit of algebra here to solve for C. We'll cross multiply this first. C times the sine of 44 degrees is equal to 23, and we'll divide it over. So C is going to be 23 divided by the sine of 44 degrees. Once again, using your calculators, and make sure your calculator is in degree mode. Okay, we get our answer here. In this case, we get 33.1. And once again, we'll round that to one decimal value. Okay. Just a reminder, right, we cannot use the Pythagorean theorem here. Right? We can use the Pythagorean theorem if we know two sides, and we want to find the third. But in this case, we are given one side and one angle. That means we need to use trigonometry in order to find the sides.